Welcome back. We will solve with the, we will continue in this video with the second part. Okay. Second part we had was uniform ratios. Okay. So what do you mean by uniform ratios and how we can use that in solving the problems? Okay. Now, for example, two ratios are given, that is A is to B is equal to 2 is to 3 and B is to C is equal to 4 is to 5. Uniform ratio means what? A uniformity between A, B and C, that is A is to B is to C. I want a uniform ratio or a combined ratio, you can say. So how to combine the ratios? Now multiply 2 into 4, 4 into 3 and 3 into 5. Okay, first like this, then diagonally, then again down. That means it is a ulta n form. Okay, then that is 2 4s are 8 is to 4 3s are 12 is to 3 5s are 15. So this is the uniform ratio between A, B and C or a combined ratio. This is one method. Okay, this is first method. But this method is valid only if the ratios are between 3 elements. Okay, but if there are more than 3, this method will not work out. Okay, so for that we will see some other method. Okay, so what is that? A is to B, if A is to B is equal to 2 is to 3, B is to C is equal to 4 is to 5, C is to D is equal to 3 is to 5 and let D is to E be 4 is to 3. Now I want a uniform ratio between these, that is A is to B is to C is to D is to E. So how to do that? So before I do with this problem, we will see with this problem. Now A is to B, we know it was 2 is to 3. So write it 2 is to 3 below this. Then A is to B is to C we want. Now B is to C we know it is 4 is to 5. So write below this 4 is to 5. Now how to combine? Whatever number is here, whatever number is besides this, write the same number in this vacant place, that is 3. Now in this vacant place, write the number which is besides it. Now 4 is there besides it, so write 4 as it is here. Okay. Now multiply the things and write 4 2s are 8, 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15. So this is the same ratio what we got here. Similarly, we will do it for this problem. Now write the first ratios. A is to B is 2 is to 3, B is to C is 4 is to 5, C is to D is 3 is to 5, write below them as it is. Okay. Then D is to E is 4 is to 3, 4 is to 3. Now there are places vacant here, we have to fill those places. So how to fill those places? Fill those places with the same numbers which are besides it. Now besides this there is 3, so write 3 here. Again besides this there is 3, write 3 here. Again besides vacant place there is 3, write 3 here. Now besides this vacant place there is 5, write 5 here. Besides this vacant place there is 5, write 5 here. Okay. Next besides this there is 4, write 4 here. Then besides this there is 3, write 3 here. This besides this again there is 3, write 3 here. Now besides this there is 4, write 4 here, 4 here and 4 here. Okay, and besides this there is 5, write 5 here. Okay, so now all the places are filled. Okay, now we can multiply them directly. So before multiplying, just check if any number is common. If any number is common, cancel that number from this. Okay, now 3 is common between all the, now for example in this column, in this column, in this column and in this column. Okay, see whether any number is common. Now 3 is common here, 3 is common here, here, here and here. Okay, anywhere else any number is common? Now 4 is here, here here, here, but 4 is not present in the last column, so we cannot cancel 4. Okay, and 5 is here, here and here, but it is not there in the second and first column, so we cannot cancel. A number should be present in all the columns, then only we can cancel. Now multiply the remaining terms and keep the answer. 2 4s are 8, 8 4s are 32 is 2. 3 4s are 12, 12 4s are 48 is 2. 3 5s are 15, 15 4s are 60 is 2. 5 5s are 25, 25 4s are 100 is 2. 5 5s are 25, 25 3s are 75. Okay, so this is the uniform ratio between A, B, C and D and E. Okay, so this uniformity we call uniformity in the ratios. Okay, so this uniformity method or technique is very helpful in solving the problems. So how is that? We will see some problems and apply this method. Okay, now going to the first problem. The first problem says that a sum of money is distributed among A, B and C such that B gets 12.5% more than A but 25% more than C. If A and C together get rupees 5,700, then find the difference of A and C. This should be C. Okay. Okay. What is the question? A sum of money is distributed among A, B and C, okay, such that B gets 25%, 12.5% more than A. Okay, B is getting 12.5% more than A but 25% more than C. But 25% means what? He is again referring to B itself. Okay, B is getting 25% more than C. Okay. Then if A and C together get 5,700, then find the difference between A and C. Okay. First we will find the ratio between A, B and C. So how to do that? Now first, what is the given thing? B gets 12.5% or you can say 12.5% more than A, isn't it? So 12.5% we have discussed in percentage. 12.5% can be written as 1 by 8 in the fraction form. So 1 by 8 means if A is getting 8 parts, then B will get 1 part more than A. Okay, so 8 plus 1 is 9. So 9 by 8. That means A is to B. I can say if A is getting 8 parts, 9 will get 9 parts. Okay, similarly, next data is B gets 25% more than C. B gets 25% more than C. So 25% in fraction form, I can write it as 1 by 4. Okay, that means if C is getting 4 parts, B will get 1 part more than C. So 4 plus 1 is 5 by 4. So B is to C, okay, is 5 is to 4. Okay, then I can combine these ratios. So how to combine the ratios? A is to B is to C. So A is to B is 8 is to 9, B is to C is 5 is to 4. So when we add this, we get, write 9 here, write 5 here. So 8 5s are 40 is to 45 is to 36. This is the combined ratio. Now we know that A and C together get 5,700. So A and C together they are saying they are getting 5,700. Okay. So A and C together in ratio it is how much? 40 plus 36 is 76. Okay. So 76 parts is nothing but 5,700. Okay, 76 parts is in ratio and 5700 is in amount. So 76 parts is equal to 5700. Then what is the difference between A and C? So what is the difference between A and C in ratio? 40 minus 36 is 4. Isn't it? 40 minus 36 is 4 parts. So 4 parts is how much? Okay. A plus C in ratio is 76. A minus C in ratio is 4. So 76 parts is 5700. So 4 parts is how much they are asking. Okay. So it is 4 by 76 into 5700. 4 ones are 4 ones are 4 9s are 9 1s are 9 3s are 57 and 00. So 300 rupees. So that means the difference between A and C's amount is how much? 300 rupees. Okay. Next, see the next problem. A sum of money is distributed among A, B, C and D such that B gets 10% less than A but 20% less than C. Okay. B gets amount is divided now among between A, B, C and D. B gets how much? 10% less than A and B gets 20, but B gets it is again referring to B. It is same like the previous problem. B gets 20% less than C. He is getting 10% less than A and 20% less than C. And D gets 33 1/3% more than C. Okay. Then find D gets how much percent more than A they are asking. Okay. D gets how much percent more than A. This is the question. Now we know that B gets 10% less than A. Okay, 10% we can write it as 1/10. Now, if A gets 10 parts, then B will get 1 part less than A. So, it is 10 minus 1 is 9/10. So, therefore, A is to B we can say is 10 is to 9 because B is getting less, isn't it? So, if 9 parts is B, 10 parts is A. Next, B gets 20% less than C. So 20% we can write it in the fraction form as 1/5. So if C is getting 5, then B will get 1 part less, isn't it? So B will get how much? 4/5. Okay. So B is to C is 4 is to 5. Now what is how much D gets? They are asking. Now we want a combined ratio between A, B, C and D, isn't it? We want A is to B is to C is to D, isn't it? We know one more data. D gets how much? 33 1/3% more than A, more than C, sorry. Okay. Then 33 1/3% in fraction form we can write it as 1/3. Now if C is 3, D is getting 1 part more than C, that is 3 plus 1 is 4. So 4/3. So now we can combine the ratios. So it is A is to B is to C is to D. A is to B is 10 is to 9. B is to C is 4 is to 5. C is to D is 4 is to 3. Now combine the ratios. 9, write 9 here, write 9 here, write 5 here. The same number, write 4 here. The same number, write 4 here, write 4 here. Okay. Now all places are filled. Now multiply and see if anything can cancel here. Sorry, this is C is to D is 3 is to 4. Okay. So it should be 3 is to 4. So 3 will come here, 3 will come here. So 3 cancels everywhere, 3 and 3 3s are 9. So nothing else is cancelling. So directly multiply. 10 4s are 40 is to 9 4s are 36, 9 5s are 45, 5 3s are 15, 4s are 60. So this is the uniform ratio or combined ratio. Now they are asking find D gets how much more than A. Okay. Now percentage more, how to find out percentage more? We know it is difference divided by less into 100, isn't it? So difference between D and A is how much? A is 40, D is 60. So difference between this is 20. So 20 divided by less is how much? 40 into 100. 1s are 2s are 2 1s are 2 50s are. So D is getting 50% more than A. Okay, this is the answer. So this was one method how we could solve the problem. There is one more method we can solve this problem in a much more simpler way. So how is that? We'll see. Now we know the ratios. This is one more shortcut method. Okay, method 2 or a shortcut method. Okay, we know the ratios. A is to B was 10 is to 9, B is to C is 4 is to 5, then C is to D is 3 is to 4. Okay. Now when the ratios are aligned properly or in order, okay, aligned in order, that is A is to B, B is to C, C is to D, means the ratios are not like this anyhow. A is to B is to C is to D is to A is to C. Okay, it is not like this, but it is aligned properly. Okay, then we can solve if they are aligned properly in the same order. Then we call this as compounded ratio. We call this as compounded ratio. Okay. Then if the ratio is like this, we can directly multiply. In compounded ratio we can directly multiply the ratios. That is, A is to B can be written as A by B is equal to B is to C can be written by B by C, and C is to D can be written as C by D. Okay, into, sorry, this is multiplication. So if the ratios are like this, compounded ratio, then we can directly multiply them. Okay, then when we multiply them, by doing this we will get the ratio between first and last variable. Okay, we will get the ratio between first and last variable directly. Okay, see here, B cancels, C cancels, what remains? A and D, A by D. So this is nothing but the ratio between first and last variable. First variable is A, last variable is D, A is to D. Okay, then now by substituting the values, A by B is nothing but 10 by 9 into B by C is 4 by 5 into C by D is 3 by 4. Okay, now 3 1s are 3 3s are 9, 5 1s are 5 2s are 10, 4 cancels, what remains? 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is nothing but 2 A is to D is to 2 is to 3. Okay, now we know that we have to calculate how much percent more D is getting, isn't it? So percentage more is difference. So difference in the ratio is 1. So 1 divided by less is 2 divided by 2 into 100. So 2 1s are 2 50s are, which is equal to 50%. Okay, we got the same answer. Okay, this is the easier method than the previous one. Coming to the next problem. A person distributes rupees 3,30,000 to his daughter, wife and son in such a way that 1 by 2 part of daughter and 1 by 4 part of wife and 1 by 5 part of son are equal. how much is the daughter's share. Now what is it? They are saying a person distributes 3,30,000 to his daughter, wife and son in such a way that half part of daughter is equal to 1/4 part of wife is equal to 1/5 part of son. Okay, then how much is daughter's share, they are asking. Now it is given that half of D is equal to 1/4 of wife is equal to 1/5 of son. Now this we can equate it to one constant, that is K. By doing this, what we get? Half of D is equal to K implies D is equal to 2K. Then 1/4 of W is equal to K. This implies W is equal to 4K. Then 1/5 of son is equal to K implies S is equal to 5K. So in ratio we can write it as D is to W is to S is equal to 2K is to 4K is to 5K. K cancels and what remains? 2 is to 4 is to 5. Okay. So instead of doing all these things, when there is a trick for this. Okay. What is the trick? The trick says that if there is any equation, okay, in this form, that is 1/2 D is equal to 1/4 W is equal to 1/5 S. Okay, this equation can be converted into ratio form by just reciprocating the fraction. Reciprocating the fraction, that is 1/2 is 2 is to 1/4 is 4/1 or is just 4 and is to 1/5 is 5. Okay, the same thing we got here. Okay, so just by reciprocating we will get the direct ratio. For example, if 2/3x is equal to 3/4y is equal to 4/5z, okay, this is an equation. Then directly x is to y is to z, how can we get that? Reciprocate the fractions, that is 3/2 is to 4/3 is to 5/4. Okay, then take LCM of these things and multiply, and that will give you a whole number, that is secondary. Okay, so this was the trick on how to convert the equation into direct ratio. Now coming to the problem. Okay, so in problem we got the ratio of daughter is to wife is to son as 2 is to 4 is to 5. Now we know that 3,30,000 is divided among all the three people. So in the ratio, the total ratio is how much? 11, and total amount is how much? 3,30,000. Okay, so 11 parts is 3,30,000. Then they are asking what is the daughter's share. Daughter is how much ratio? 2 parts is how much? Okay, if 11 parts is 3,30,000, then 2 parts is how much? So 2/11 into 3,30,000. Okay, 11 ones are 11 threes are 33 and the remaining zeros. So 2 threes are 6. So 60,000 is the daughter's share. Okay, in just one simple 2 steps we can solve the answer. Okay, thank you. We will continue in the next video.